the grass is not greener on the other side. Now I'm sure at one point or another in our lives, we've all heard that saying, that the grass is not greener on the other side. Because if you're on the other side, then the grass would look greener on this side. So where I'm going with this video today is we're going to compare single life to married life. Now, no better experience, well, I shouldn't say that. Experience is not the best teacher. Because experience causes pain attached to it. It's better that we learn from others' mistakes and from, rather than experience. You don't have to experience a thing to learn from it, but that's another thing. Anyways, today we're going to be comparing the single life versus the married life. Now normally, a single person over here, well, let's rewind to before I was married. When I always had a MGTOW attitude toward marriage till about my mid-20s. I turned soft, but I remember back when I was 18, I would always say how I'd rather be shot than be married, and that wasn't even an option for me. And then, like I said, for some reason I went soft during my 20s, and now I'm really right back to where I was with my mentality about marriage when I was 19. But anyways, when I was, I would say the softer years during the mid-20s, is I would be single, but when I was single back then, I would be depressed because I wasn't married. Okay, so there was this wrong thought I had back then that, when I was married, then I'll be happy. You ever hear yourself say that? When this happens, then I'll be happy. Well, I'm telling you, no, you won't, because that's actually procrastinating with your happiness. It's putting your happiness off until later, until whenever this and that happens. But anyways, I used to tell myself that when I get married, then I'd be happy. You know, because and that was the lie I told myself. So then, it's been 3 years ago, so I actually got married. And then, keep in mind, I went from a single person over here, depressed, because I wasn't married. Now I went over here to a married man who was now even more depressed than that single man, because marriage was nothing like it's portrayed to be. And every day was a punishment, every day was miserable, to the point where I just wanted out and wanted out bad. So now I'm back over here, see, on the single side. And me personally, I don't call myself single. I call myself unmarried and unattached. Because if you call yourself single, women try to label like a stigma to it, like there's something wrong with you, like you got some kind of disease or something. So no, if they ask if you're single, say no, I'm not single. I'm unmarried and I'm unattached. So now back over here, unmarried and unattached that I am currently, and then I'm staying. The grass isn't greener, see, over on the marriage side, to me at least, because I've experienced it, and there ain't no amount of money you could give me to go back in time and to go back to that. That was the worst years of my life. But anyways, from my perspective, I can see how the grass ain't greener on the other side, because single people have one type of problems. Married people have a whole different set of problems, but they both have problems. So whether you're single or whether you're married, you're going to have issues to deal with. They're different issues, they're different things, so the grass is not greener on the other side. I'm sure if any other men who've been through brutal divorce, they would say the very same. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know, because it's like we all contribute to the same movement of truth, but we all bring our own angle to it. So when we all come together, we get a full picture, a full panorama of events. So again, I'm telling you guys that the grass is not greener on the other side, because if you jump on the other side, then on the married life, then you'll see how now the grass looks greener single. It's just optical illusion, And you don't need to be married to be a man. In fact, in my opinion, it takes a real man to never marry, because these women want to guilt trip you and peer pressure men into putting a ring on a woman's finger. That way she can file for divorce later, like 80% of divorces are filed by women, to then take everything from them, especially if it's, how can I word this? For vengeance. To use the legal system against a man. That's why you never, as a man, sign a marriage contract, because you're literally signing your rights away, like I've mentioned before. And the reason I know is because, like I say, I've experienced it. And you can't get divorced if you never get married. So that's my philosophy from this point forth. I enjoy the unmarried, unattached life myself. I'm finally content with who I am in my life, with where I'm going. Because not too many people actually like themselves. They may like things they do, but do they really like themselves? Because if a person doesn't like themselves, then they will not like other people. Also, if a person doesn't get along with themselves, they won't get along with other people. So we also have a relationship with ourselves that not too many people are aware of. So because they're not aware of this relationship, they do nothing to enrich that relationship with themselves. They tend to avoid themselves through television, through internet, through whatever, anything other than to avoid facing what's right in front of them that they know is true. It's the old ostrich in the sand people that you know, just kick them, you know. All right. But this concludes today's video, letting you know the grass is not greener on the other side.